the first really important dimension is Germany itself. I mean, if Germany prematurely tightens, it's an issue not just for Germany, it's an issue also for the rest of the Eurozone and the European Union. So in part, when I'm saying let's not be early with the tightening, it is addressed to German policymakers. Having said that, I mean, I do agree that there are medium-term public finance challenges that we need to take seriously, and Germany is less affected by those than other countries. And aging and all of these issues. I mean, aging is certainly a very, very big and important concern. And so we do, I think, in many countries, have to take, on the one hand, the reform side very seriously, so that potential growth goes up. And on the other hand, we have to, of course, be careful with excessive spending, especially if it's unproductive.
And yet, the rules were fit for purpose originally when they were signed in Maastricht way back in the day, what you and I would remember, but they haven't been fit for purpose since. Dare I say it? Again, the Germans and the French were the first to break it. No one's been really paying attention to the 60% debt to GDP for most of my lifetime in the markets as well. And now there are many calls to ditch the Stability and Growth Pact. I don't know why, because everyone ignores it anyway, don't they, Guntram?
Yeah, I mean, look, my view on that is that the rules obviously are flawed in many, many dimensions, but it's also true that there has been a lot of flexibility in the interpretation of the rules. So the one thing where I really think the rules do need to change is in the treatment of investments. I mean, we will have to invest massive amounts of private and public money in the next decade to green our economies. And so where is that investment going to come from? It's not going to come from cutting pensions. So you will have to fund this with deficits. And so we will need to find a way of accommodating higher deficits across all EU countries for the funding of our green transition, if we are serious about it. And so that is currently not foreseen in the Stability and Growth Pact. And the framework there is too tight. But on the rest, I would say a lot can be done with flexibility. Obviously, I prefer to have better rules, but I think that I would really put the political effort now into the issue of investment.
Guntram, clearly the COVID recovery is a top priority at this European Council meeting. And as we talk about the divergence across the bloc, it sort of begs the question, what happens from here? You point out that travel is a huge part of the economies in some of these southern European economies in particular. It doesn't feel as though we're getting past any of those travel hurdles soon around the COVID crisis. So what happens in terms of bridging that gap? Are these economies that need to completely re-gear and reduce their reliance on travel and tourism, or is it about support until eventually we emerge from the other side of the pandemic?
Well, I mean, sure, the support in the tourism sector is there and was needed. I do think we will have a tourism season this summer, and the EU has worked really hard on installing and preparing this digital passport, vaccination passport, so that people can actually travel once they are vaccinated. So this is happening now, and I think lots of people really have a lot of savings on their bank account and really want to go out there and do some holidays this summer. So I've become, I have to say, more optimistic on this summer in the Mediterranean because people the vaccination campaign has progressed quite well and people will travel. I'm more worried, to be quite honest, that we are not doing enough testing on the return, and that there might be new variants then emerging, leading us to a second sort of variant wave, a second wave of the virus, a third wave of the virus in the fall, which would then, of course, again have negative economic consequences.